Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy, tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's Hot Top Sports, baby.
Come on, let's get it, let's go. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, in fact, the best day of the week. We're live for 5 hours today doing National Signing Day. We had an absolute blast. The Gators closed strong with signing 15 of the 18 commits. With one more looking to sign on Friday, we're going to get all into that today. Coach Johnny gets it done day one, recruiting, close out strong. But this staff, most importantly, we need to give credit for, which we will later on in the show. We're going to be discussing with our guy, Zach Alberverdi from On3. Want to get his perspective from behind the scenes of what happened with this whole coaching search. It's kind of come to a close, and I really wanted to see what happened on the other side of the fence. Now we do. We're going to be discussing the Danny Wuerffel and Allie Peak interview, which if you haven't seen it, it's incredible. Make sure you guys check it out. Do it after the show, though, of course, not anytime soon. And then we'll discuss pick'ems. Oh, and then OC Hotboard. We'll continue down that path. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. We're on the way to 30,000. Less than 1,000 to go. Let's get there. Without further ado, we got the co-host here this evening. We got David Swolder in Hollywood. Gentlemen, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. We had a great weekend this past weekend. It's been crazy since I saw you guys on Saturday, but I did see you just a few days ago. I feel like it feels like it's been a lifetime since then. Am I wrong?
Yeah, like last week we were riding the Lane train. Now it's the summer of Sumrall. I mean, there's so many things that have happened between now and then. I think Jaden Ball is still running down like Museum Road or maybe University Avenue with the football still in his hands and a Florida State guy trying to tackle him. I mean, there were so many things that happened. And guess what? Like, right as I pulled into Gainesville on Friday, I got the news. It's like, Florida's, rushing away from Lane Kiffin. And I was just like, all right, somebody hand me a whiskey because this is going to be a weekend, right? So we get through the weekend. Everybody's like, man, we didn't get Lane. And then all of a sudden, all these Lane files start coming out online. And then you're hearing him. He's lying about this. He's lying about that. And I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad we didn't get Lane Kiffin after all of this. And, as I say, drop the maybe because it's Wednesday. It's high top, baby.
As you say. Yeah. Hollywood?
Man, great weekend. Always a good time going to the swamp, hanging out with people. Then, of course, watching Florida beat Florida State as badly as they did was always the cherry on top. But yeah, looking forward to talking to you guys about this stuff. It's been an eventful last 72 hours for the Florida Gators, for John Sumrall. And it's going to be a lot of fun to get Zach's perspective and hear Zach's insight as well. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Very excited for that. And look, I started on Saturday or Sunday when the coaching hiring was announced. We were in a weird place still. We kind of leaned into it, but then we had the presser on Monday. We were bought in. Shirts were made within 24 hours. We've already sold shirts within 10 hours. And then today he tweets out hashtag GMFG, which is Go Mother Effing Gators. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm in love. So everything that I thought that I felt. Yeah, like I'm all in. I thought I was going to be neutral, not lie. I lied about not lying, okay? Because 12-0 is loading, and we may never lose again. And they might as well go ahead and retire his number, do whatever you need to do, because my coach cusses, and that's all that I've been looking for quite some time. So I didn't realize that's all I needed. I didn't know. But some people are going to take that and run with it and call me a cuck. But here we go. Zach Alberverdi joined us here today, and I'm excited to see you, Zach. I'm surprised you said yes. I thought you were going to be like, no, sir, I'm on fire with everything that's happening. But I'm pumped to talk to you about the chaos that ensued, where we are now, and then you got to give us. I need a soundbite, all right? We got to get some clickbait, as you know how we do on the show. So I need you to give me like an OC hire. Like, we're going to hire Lane Kiffin for OC so I can like be crazy or whatnot. But how we doing, Zach?
You mean like last time I came on here and talked about Muschamp and the internet went crazy?
That's what I need. I need that exact thing. So dial it up however you need to do.
I do know something.
See? So I was kidding.
We'll wait on that.
I was kidding. But what's that? What you got? We'll wait.
We'll wait. We got to make them wait. You can't just throw out.
Got to get the watch time. You
can't throw out the soundbite out the gate.
Oh, Zach knows something? I never thought Zach would know anything,
Man, I would say if people are subscribed to Gators Online, they know I know everything.
Amen.
Subscribe.
You guys have been cooking. The boards have been cooking. The boards have been cooking.
If I must say so myself, I was off the chain on this coaching search. So
off the chain.
Sometimes you give yourself the roses.
Can I pick? I don't know what you can or cannot say, but I got to pick the noggin here for a bit. I want to, let's travel back in time. All right. I want to get my McLaren and go back a little bit. All right. Do you remember when you dropped some nuggets on Tuesday about a certain somebody interviewing him on a Wednesday? I don't know if you remember. That was a long, long time ago. Do you remember? About 2 weeks?
You mean when I dropped it on a Wednesday and said they were going to interview on a Thursday? Yeah, I remember.
Okay, maybe I had the days wrong, but okay, you remember. Remember.
And then drop the maybe because.
Drop the maybe because.
Drop the maybe because.
and then you got slammed in 20 minutes that it wasn't happening. Can you maybe provide some insight on what?
Actually, let's get the timeline right. I got confirmed by 24/7 Sports and Matt Zenit said it was happening 20 minutes later, and then an hour later it got canceled.
Okay, it wasn't that. It felt like 20 minutes. All right. Well, maybe from your time that you released the article.
This all happened while I was on my radio show live during that 4 to 6 window.
That's awesome.
So what happened?
Yeah, it was a wild ride.
Was it a story that wasn't supposed to get out? Is that why Turnkey and the boys were mad that it got out? Can you allude on it or no? Okay, confirmed.
As far as I mean, obviously it was not supposed to get out because you saw how Sumrall reacted, but it got out.
It's because Zach was on the ball. But
the full story didn't get out though. I'm gonna save that for another time.
Oh my goodness, this guy! The tease is unbelievable, bro. Can we write a movie?
Yeah.
We keep hearing there could have been a movie written.
I don't want to say I don't want to say too much other than what I did write 2 days after that, which was I stand by my initial report.
Real quick, we got to settle the debate here, okay? This is where we always find us Florida fans find something to argue about. I've said "cuh" on this show. I've tweeted out "cuh," okay? And when I tell you that I have been skull dragged, as if that I reported that Lane Kiffin wasn't coming here type of skull drag. You would have thought that I said, check your phones on Sunday, okay? That's how bad I've been skull dragged for saying "cuh" and not "cuz." And now I'm being yelled at again for it's "cuz" with a Z. It's not "cuh." He said it with a Z. I was just saying it.
He did say it with a Z.
He did say it with a Z. But "cuz," tomato. We got a killer as a coach. That's all that I really care about.
It's like bruh.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it. I had to get it off my chest. There's gonna be a civil war over "cuh," or "cuz," if you will.
You gotta get it off your chest, man.
It was bothering me. So you stand by your report, which I love. Do we know, or can you confirm nor deny? Did the meeting actually happen that day, or was it moved because of your article?
I stand by my initial report.
All right, I love this guy. This guy is a killer here. Dave, his computer just shut off. Unbelievable.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Kind of response.
Yeah.
I want to tell the full story, and I will tell the full story, but I gotta save it for the right time. Because there's a lot that went on, and I just kept my mouth shut and let it ride. I let them have their fun on Twitter and tweet and tweet at On3, but it's all good.
Can I ask
the
you?
Truth is the truth. I know as Martin Luther King Jr. said once upon a time, no lie can live forever. So.
Well, and we're finding that out very quickly out of this entire search here.
Very quickly.
There was. I felt that again outside of that article, and you dropped a lot of nuggets on the boards, but there weren't many articles written until it felt like it was time to write articles. Does that seem fair? Is that a fair assessment, or am I off there?
Sure. I mean, we didn't know who the number 2 really was until I reported that Florida was going after John Sumrall and meeting with them. And even then, we didn't know for sure. And then the way that he acted on social media, we definitely didn't know. But he clearly was the number 2 all along. And there was always that was always, I think, a question mark with the fan base, with the media. We we knew who number 1 was, and we never knew who number 2 was, and it was the way that it played out, and then the way that they pivoted. It's obvious that that's the guy that they wanted, which is interesting because everybody felt like they were going to go, including me, with an offensive-minded guy, and they didn't go that route.
Yeah, and Warfel spoke about it on Alley, is like that was their agenda. Like, hey, let's go find the next Steve Spurrier.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
and they confirmed that Lane was definitely.
Although he also said that Marcus Freeman was in their top 3 initially, so like they. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to hire the best coach, But
I think they
but
had
you're
an
right,
agenda,
like
but
that. They went in there with that agenda for sure.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that later on, the three of us. So I know you also wrote about it as well. But the navigating this coaching search was obviously an interesting one. You've been a part of, I would assume, a lot given your coverage of the Florida Gators.
This is my 6-1.
How does this rank with those? Or was this normal or?
This is the most involved and plugged in and sourced up that I've been on a coaching search. So, and there were definitely times when I didn't know what was going on, but
yeah,
I was first on the Sumrall meeting. I think I'm the only one that reported any details about Kiffin's family's visit to Gainesville and that they met with, Mark Whittemore and the whole Buchholz thing like that. Like I got so deep in it because it was such a wild search. Like could never have imagined that I would have wrote a story like that. Trying to write, going to Oxford and trying to figure out stuff on the boots on the ground there. Writing that story that I broke on last Friday about Florida basically saying they were out of it and that the communication and behavior from Kiffin had become erratic. Like that was nuts to put that out and see the reaction to that. And then Pete Thamel tweet my post almost verbatim and not give me credit, but it's all good. But I've never
we would never.
I've never been that involved in a search where I was talking to that many people involved on all 3 sides. Coaches, actually 4 sides, coaches, agents, the Florida side, and reporters too. So national reporters, should I say.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, I said, well, I'm back. My computer decided it wanted to update during the show, so that's pretty cool.
Reasonable timing. Yeah. We're happy to have you back, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we weren't happy with you on Friday, Zach. I don't know if you saw, but we weren't big fans of it. And look, to your report,
and I went on the board and somebody doubted my thing, my report initially, and then I shared Pete Thamel's tweet, and I was like, look. And I was kind of doing a little victory lap, and they're like, now's not the time, Zach. You don't need to be this is not your time to be happy about some news you broke. I'm like, all right, I get it.
As a fan base, we all thought it was the greatest deep fake that's ever been seen.
We still didn't buy your article. We didn't buy the article. Yeah, dude, I swear, when you wrote it, I go, Zach's trying to juke us out. We were all in this thought process there was a big conspiracy theory that you guys were working against us to trick us. We thought
Turnkey was definitely behind this.
Yeah, I was like, Turnkey's calling Zach to try to take us off the scent.
I never had a Turnkey source. I will say, boy, they're buttoned up.
I was going to ask you on that. Okay.
I remember texting Zach one time during this saying, "Is that fake? Is that real?"
Yeah, man, it was. And then the other thing, so that came out. Scooter Magruder did this perfectly in his video.
Yeah, he did.
He just was reading all my breaking news on this phone. He read the Kiffin news came out within an hour later. It came out that Florida had turned its attention to John Sumrall. So that all that came out, and it was a lot for Florida fans to take in. They just spent the whole weekend stewing about it.
Now, and again, because as a writer, what people don't realize, that's what you live for, is to break massive news like that sends people in a frenzy, good or bad.
That was the biggest scoop. I mean, you could argue John Sumrall meeting with Florida, but the biggest the biggest news of the coaching search was that Florida, in my opinion, was that Florida was out with the Kiffin sweepstakes. Because that was the storyline of the search, was their pursuit of him. So when they were out, that was the biggest news that happened. Other than obviously them hiring the guy, but by the time we got to Sunday, everybody knew that it was Sumrall. But I mean,
Well, yeah.
you just know though when that story comes out, like it's like I was pumped when I had it. You can ask my wife. When I got off the phone, I knew what time it was. I was like, man, this story is gonna blow up. They ended up getting like 2.5 like million impressions. It was crazy. But
Wow.
at the same time, I'm knowing like when I put this on the board, like I'm dropping a bomb and
Not
just
in a
like
good way.
walking away. Yeah.
Well, and it was such a whirlwind too, because you're talking weeks throughout this coaching surf. It's Kiffin or bust, Kiffin or bust, and then within the span of you dropping that story to hiring John Sumrall was what, 24 to 36 hours. So
Yeah.
that went from everything being set on one person to a complete pivot and hiring the guy that you pivoted to within less than 2 days.
And then with all due respect to John, and he knows, he got asked about it in his introductory, but then hiring also a coach that was a G5 guy from Louisiana. Like it was, you went
Shout out
from getting
Cam.
the guy that you wanted, getting the guy that you wanted the most to getting the guy that you wanted the least. In some fans' eyes, before they even knew him or heard him talk, the initial reaction was, "We're hiring who?
That
It's
was
going to
me.
be who?"
Well, yeah, the optics of that hire was damn near identical to what Billy Napier was when he came out 4 years ago.
A grossly
Almost
close.
identical overall record, almost identical conference record, G5, Louisiana, young coach. So, I mean, I can't blame Florida fans for reacting the way they did, but
I can't either, but then I can also understand why Florida hired John. Like my personal number 2 was Jed Fish. Like I thought Jed Fish would be the perfect fit for Florida fans, just because he was going to be an offensive guy. He was an alum. Like once he talked, he had a great interview with Rich Eisen that I watched. I'm like, oh yeah, Florida fans are going to love this guy. But I think the only other school that Florida was competing with for him was UCLA. And I don't even know how serious of a candidate he is for them, or if he would leave Washington for UCLA. So like Jed Fish wasn't getting pursued like that. I don't know how many other coaches that were candidates out there were getting pursued like John Sumrall. John Sumrall had Auburn, Arkansas, Ole Miss after him. Kentucky would have went after him if he was still available. Obviously played at Kentucky, coached at Kentucky. And then if
LSU.
Lane didn't go to LSU,
Yeah.
LSU would have went after him. So the dude had in total 5 SEC schools after him. I don't know if there was another candidate in this cycle that had 5 SEC schools after him besides other than Lane. Lane said he had 4 schools after him. We found out today the 4th one was Florida State. So like I think that it's almost like it's like recruiting, right? When you're a staff and you're trying to figure out who you're going to take, and you're like, okay, well, who's offering him? Well, what offers does he have? And you go after the guy that's got, the biggest suitors after him. So I don't know. I don't know anybody other than Sumrall that had, like, I'm trying to think.
It
was Brent Key, it was Jed Fish, it was Eli Drinkwitz, Clark Lee, Jeff Brom. Like none of these, I don't think none of those guys I just named had 5 SEC schools after them.
And that's, and again, Gator fans are trying to say that it was a panic hire. Look, I think that there was again, we'll talk about it later on because I want to talk with Zach, but Marcus Freeman, Kurtz, and Getty were those top tier options. I don't think, and when you watch that Danny Warfel interview, John was not as far off as we all may think they were. And that's why I kind of joke. I sent a tweet. I was like, Lane was a smokescreen. It was like, I feel like Sumrall was a true legitimate number 2. And like they had a true plan B in place. And that's why when the pivot happened, you wrote the article, everything moved the way that it did. Like it wasn't a panic. It was like, we have this thing locked and loaded. This feels really, really good. And I think
when I put the news out Friday, that they were done with Lane, they already had Sumrall.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was, they had already figured. Well, Wednesday when we saw the booster tweet, we kind of knew that things were already probably starting to lean that way anyways with some drama. But great stuff there. I do want to talk about it real quick though. Just your thoughts. I mean, you've been around I want to get to Summerall and then we'll get into OC stuff because you've been around Summerall. You've been around the buzz. You felt it. What's the overall kind of the first impression of maybe some players you've talked to and just everyone around the campus thus far within what he was there for like 8 hours?
Yeah, no, I mean he knocked it out of the park with that presser, and it was he just said all the right things. Like the energy, you already knew he was going to have energy. He was going to come across better than his predecessor, but it was the things that he said and the messaging that was right. It was right for the players. It was right for the fans. It was refreshing to the media. Like it was just good to see that type of energy at the podium. It was a breath of fresh air, you know.
Yeah.
And again, he addressed the things that they needed to hear right out of the gate. He broke the ice with the Lane Kiffin joke, which I thought was great. And then I thought he did a good job addressing the Billy Napier comparison question and kind of just shooting that down. So, and then also the way that he explained how, hey, my offenses and the way that we've played and the style that we've played has been dictated by where I've been and the talent that I've had. And that kind of determines what I run here at the University of Florida. Like the offense isn't going to look like what it looks like at Tulane right now. And that was, I think, important for him to say, because to be honest, a lot of Florida fans are going to watch Tulane in the championship game on Friday. And like, that's not going to be what Florida's offense looks like with him. So I think that's important to note. But it's also a good opportunity for him to like win a conference championship on national television in front of fans, players, recruits, potential transfers, to see him do that. Like, that's a big deal.
I think. Go ahead, Dave.
When this first started too, like I was when we went from like Kiffin to Sumrall, I was like, really, John Sumrall? That's what I thought at the beginning. I watched the presser, and what I took away from it was the more of like the real and authenticness you got with him. Because like a lot of these pressers, you'll have the guy come up there and they sound really professional, and then they tell you what they're gonna do, this, that, and the other, and they always say we're gonna win. And he said that too, obviously, but like it just felt different to me from like any other presser that I had. Like it's a less goofier kind of guy. He's more of a straightforward, got a lot of energy. It looks like his eyes are about to pop out of his head. I mean, this guy is like, you just got a more real.
I mean, when he owned that reporter, the drop the maybe cuz.
Yeah, drop the baby cuz. Like, yeah,
shout out Isaac.
Dude, student reporter, man. I mean, look, we've all been there.
Poor kid. As soon as he did it, I was like, oh, I know exactly who asked this question.
Hey, he kept swinging though.
Bad.
That was because he didn't go down. Try to say maybe I was wrong. Like, nah, cuz you were wrong. The transparency.
He rebounded.
He leaned it, yeah. The transparency is very refreshing because, again, he understands where he's at. There's two parts to that. One, he's admitting, like, hey, I know our offense sucks right now, but you got to look what I'm dealing with. I think that's, I love the honesty. And it's not a shot. It just is what it is. But he's also said it in another way of, like, look, we coach around what we have. I'm not going to come in and make you fall into my system. I am good enough to make you work, right? To work around you, work with you. This program is built by the players. And again, he said that. So those things are very exciting to me. And again, we'll talk about it more with Danny. But let's get into some tidbits here. The OC hire seems to be down to 3 from what we're hearing. I don't know if you've heard anything else because I know right. Neil Brown was on the list, but he's taken the job at North Texas. So the names that we're kind of been talking about are Buster Faulkner, Joey Hazel, I don't know how it's pronounced, and then of course Mr. Bell from Pittsburgh seem to be the final 3. Talk to us, Zach. What's the nugget?
Yeah, those are the 3. The nugget is that I think that John knows who he wants to hire, but I don't know that who he wants to hire wants to come here. So And I don't know that it's because of who he wants to hire. Uh, without going into too much detail. But like, so it's interesting to see what's going to happen because I do think one of those hires might not be received as well as the other two, maybe internally. So like, John's going to have to obviously go with the best option and who he feels like makes the most sense. But yeah, those are the three that we know about. I don't want to say the final three because there could always be another candidate,
Sure.
but those are the names that we know.
So you said, hold on, there's an interesting little tidbit there. And I know you can only say so much, but the three there's internally will be accepted. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Like, yeah, like I think that there are some. I think that there's some of those candidates would be received well internally, and I think there's one that wouldn't be as received well just based on kind of some things I've heard. Now, at the end of the day, like that's even if that's the case, or even if that's the case for a couple people, like John's still got to make whatever's the best decision. And like I said, if maybe the guy that he wants to hire isn't going to come or can't come, or it's not going to work out for him to come, then he's going to have to hire somebody else. And we'll see. I mean, Cade Bell, he's got a lot of options. So it's not just a guarantee that he's going to come to Florida. So that's every candidate is got some interesting has got some interesting dynamics going on with each one.
Wow.
Now hold on. All that being said, I feel like every single one would be a great hire.
Agreed.
Like, it's just I just don't know which way it's going to go, and it's interesting to see how it's going to play out based on some of the things that I've heard. And at the end of the day, like, you gotta get the candidate that is ready, willing, and available to come. And that makes the most sense.
Well, so it's not going to be Billy Napier, though, right?
It will not.
Okay.
Apparently, Billy's hopping off of an FSU jet somewhere.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't see that,
Yeah, he's
Shelton?
No. Been busy.
There's some smoke on these X streets about Billy being near a FSU jet.
Unreal.
Don't know what that's about.
That's
He's
fine.
taking over as the OC when Gus Malzahn retires.
Gus
Weeks.
Malzahn is.
No.
I don't think is going to be the OC at FSU moving forward, and I think one of their
'Cause-
candidates could be Cade Bell.
He's going to go to Penn State, right? Gus Malzahn?
I don't know
can't
what
lose-
Gus.
We can't lose Cade
Gus
Bell
is
to
gonna-
FSU, right? Pay the man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know what. Like I said, he's got multiple schools after him.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we just don't know. Like I can't say for sure who is the number one or like who is the most likely candidate. I don't know. We put out a Gators online, and I can confirm with Keith that like I think that it's the Georgia Tech guy.
yeah, he posted a little nugget that he thinks it's Buster. Yeah.
But I don't know that I don't know that he'll come. You know what I mean? I don't know. So like, and if he doesn't, or if he's not an option, then what do you do?
Well, he's also getting consideration for several head coaching jobs too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That too.
All right.
That's the big problem you run into, especially like right now with Penn State open, like, and they're just like trying to hire anybody that'll go there, like people that work at McDonald's and stuff. So like,
Yeah,
that job's open, and then you have other
That's
jobs open for
also-
head coach.
That's
Well,
also
that
why I
job
don't
no
wanna
longer
say that-
exists. They're gone. They've received the death penalty that Penn State has.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
That's also why I don't want to say it's just those three. Like those are just the three that we've heard about, and
Yeah.
there could be others that emerge. He's already got his DC though.
Moving quick. I'd say it's safe to assume he's probably bringing his strength and conditioning coach too. I think what we're kind of hearing, but
Yeah, have you heard
That's all.
anything on
Yeah,
that?
I haven't heard
on
anything
that,
like
no.
anything like staple, and just you just typically like coaches don't just plop strength and conditioning coaches. That one's going to be an interesting one to see what he does. I don't know if he goes elsewhere. That's my thought. My
Admittedly, I
theory.
have not dug much into the staff um, stuff other than the coordinators, just because I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, look,
If I get beat by Pete Nakos or Matt Zenitz, then I'll just let it be. Right now I broke my news. You know I'm gonna chill for at least a week.
true that. Well, Zach, man, I really appreciate you coming on here and chit-chatting. This was a great time. Be sure to tell them where they could give you a follow. There's 2,000 people in here, guys. Smash the like button. We're not going anywhere. We're letting Zach go, though. Thank you, Zach, once again, man. This has been a blast. But tell them how they can keep up with
Man.
a lot of news moving.
Yeah, man. You guys make sure you stay locked at Gators Online. We got an incredible staff. Keith Niebuhr, Blake Alderman, Corey Bender, a ton of coverage from signing day to day. Our message board is like unbelievable, man. It's like it's got a pulse. It's like alive.
Hey, by the way, free Keith Niebuhr on X, man. Who took over his account?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He got.
I'm just
Sad
happy he got
time.
into the crypto. I'm proud. I'm happy for the guy. You know, good for him.
I told him, I said, at least it happened after the coaching search was over. Like, there's no good time to lose your Twitter account, but like at least you got all the coaching stuff out. So
Hey, have him message Allie. She was able to get hers back, so she knows how to.
oh, he's already on it. I'm sure he's trying to work all the sources he's gotten it. Now he's got time to hit up sources about something else. He's got anybody out there that works for X, please reach out to Keith Niebuhr and get my guy his account back.
I'm sure he's having withdrawals of posting his AI memes. I'm sure he's probably killing him right now. So get him back in there. Zach, you the man, bud. I appreciate you. Go Gators, Bubba.
All right, y'all. Take care. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
appreciate you. So I've got a couple theories. We'll talk about the OC stuff here. And what I think. Okay. Based on what he said, based on what we've kind of heard myself. Because Faulkner, I wanted Faulkner. Faulkner seems to be the guy. We've seen some smoke with the Joey Hazel thing of maybe not being necessarily accepted. So if I had to put it and I think, and this is all theory, is that he wants Cade Bell. I think. Because Bell, he called out Bell in his presser. So I think there might be some, I think that's probably the guy that he wants. But obviously what we're hearing, again, the problem is all three of them are being poached, not just for other OC jobs, but for head coaching. That's what's going to be hard to battle. If we lose Bell or these guys to another OC, I'm going to have questions of like, why? We've got $16.5 million. Now, unless they just simply don't want to come here, then that is what it is. But why in God's green earth would you want to go to FSU or Florida? I would be beyond me. They don't even have any talent there. I don't understand it at all.
Well, and the fact that Mike Norvell is probably on his way out, so you'd be looking for a new job within the next year.
Yeah, I don't get it. So Gus is gone. Is that legit?
No, he's not officially gone. There's just a bunch of smoke that he could be on his way out, whether it be via retirement or what have you. But nobody expects Florida State to bring him back as the offensive coordinator next year.
Get ready for those runs on 3rd and 26 and those triple reverses. Billy Napier is in the building over there, Florida State.
So we'll talk just a little more. I want to read some of these super chats before we get any too further behind here. And then we're going to talk about that Danny Wolford interview, which I think was very interesting. $2 from Kenny. High top boys, stay hot. And then we'll get into the recruiting class that signed today too. $5. Paul Andrews, please explain to the chat the next season schedule is not yet set. Georgia is not the second team we play. Thank you, sir. LFG Gators. Yeah. No, it's the way that you see it is it's just on there. There is zero relevance to the order whatsoever. It's no bueno. Daniel Riviere, you guys don't want this new coach. You don't want this new coach. Don't lie. No, I'm all in. There's no question that I'm not all in. And we're going to get into that.
There's no baby, cuz.
Yeah. Jaden Big Bad Ball played chicken with the lane train and won. I love it. Warful convicted me Strickland isn't incompetent. Yeah, and look, I think there's going to be a lot of upset people that are on the, run over Strickland train. Dave's upset too. We'll talk about it. How many puppets has Connor control in Gainesville? Some of these stories don't add up. $5. And I knew that was going to happen. Look, nobody tells us anything. We just listen and regurgitate whatever we hear. And I put together, like I think we all would, sitting around the water cooler thinking what we think is actually true and not true. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
But I don't.
After this week, I'm just like really tired of trying to figure things out. Like,
It's
I don't
fun. I
care
love
anymore.
it. What happened in Hammond, Louisiana, Zach? Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. $5. I didn't. My bad.
There was a meetup.
What was the meetup?
It was us meeting up with Lane, but it didn't happen. So
Oh, $5. Like NFL draft, once your top guy is off the board, take the best available guy. Not mad at all with Sumrall. Need to nail the OC play caller. We're set. Yeah, and I think that was exactly what happened. $2. More informative watching paint dry. Move on. Okay. $2. What's with all the negative comments some people want to know? I don't know.
what do you mean?
GMFG, baby. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. $5. How about Jordan Davis, North Texas? Is that the OC there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that that the head coach there was calling the plays, though.
Okay, $2. $2 again. Next year is Sumrall's fall, Sumrall season. Let's go. Let's go. So the OC thing is going to be obviously an interesting hire and one that, do they have to rush and get it? Zach Goodall put out a good tweet today that the Gators can't enter into the portal until January 2nd. Now, does that mean that we won't see any names? No, because they can announce they're leaving. They just legally won't be in the portal. All right, so keep that in mind. But that whole thing where like after 5 days they can dip, and that's not happening because of the time frame. So not saying that anybody can enter the portal. Like, make this very clear. But I think that the team will wait. I think that there's 2 reasons why I think that. One, there's really no need to get into the portal right now because of just how hectic the rest of this. There's still a lot of football to be played, and I don't know how much people are looking into it. 2, the same reason why I think we had so much success today in signing this class is I think that they did a bang-up job with these NIL contracts. And I think a lot of these guys are legally bound more than you guys want to believe that they are, personally. And that isn't, I'm not trying to take away from this recruiting staff and what they did, but I am, given how today went, about 95% positive on my theory. And the fact that nobody's talking about it is weird, that law that was passed in August, these cats have been being paid by their NIL deal since August. It's very hard to get out of something you've been being paid on, to leave a job that you've been paid on for the last 3 months. Outside of, there's probably certain things like a portal or other things that will allow you to move. Now, I know there are flips this year or today. If you're a big fish, you can find ways out of it. All right, let's just put it that way. And I'm sure there was people probably trying to get out of ours as well too. But I do believe that the recruiting staff did a phenomenal job on top of putting some good NIL things into place. So in the sense of timeline for hiring OC, I don't know if there's necessarily a massive rush. I'd assume that Coach Sumrall would get through this week. Thoughts on that, or you think it'll come sooner?
Yeah, I think.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there, like you said, there's no real rush right now. Finding out the portal situation, you've got, obviously Florida fans are not going to want to hear this, but you've got a month essentially to assemble your staff, put everything together, and make sure that you're making the right hire. So obviously you wanted to have at least somebody in place going into National Signing Day. They hired one coach and kept the vast majority of that recruiting class together. So you've accomplished that. So now you can take your time making the right hires up until it's time for people to go into the portal. And by then, hopefully you'll have the vast majority of your staff put together. They can talk to these players, and then we can figure it out from there.
I would say the next
that was
10 days are crucial.
That was kind of my thought on like the reason why they're waiting, not going in the portal, is the fact that they don't even know who their coaches are going to be. They haven't even met them yet, too. So it's like, do you really want to enter the portal right now until you find out who you're hiring, how you mesh well, how they want to run their system, and how you fit in their system as a receiver, a tight end, whatnot, that sort of, I guess, thing. But, I would assume that that's why most of them would be waiting anyway.
A key thing to keep in mind is...
No, sorry, go ahead, Sheldon.
That we were like, when there's a lot of chaos with the coaching hiring going on, it's a tough time to get into this world because a lot of teams are looking for coaches. The pro to that I'm seeing now is that, well, yeah, the good thing is that a lot of other teams are going through the same chaos that we are. So a lot of kids are kind of wait, like Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama can't pluck everybody, right? So you're battling against a lot of the same people that are going through the same issues. So it's really going to come down to who's got a better structure in place and can hit the ground running as fast as possible. So that is kind of the pro of being in this chaotic world. Again, another negative is, of course, you see all the rotation of these coaches. I mean, Hartline goes to USF today. Could we see a Cade Bell or a Buster get an opportunity as a head coaching job too? So that is the other part that you are dealing with. But we'll wrap up the OC situation. And I think that you'll want to get done in the next 10 to 13 days, because you want to get a guy in, you want him to meet with them, talk with them, portray to them how they can seem fit. Then you have the holidays, then it's the portal. So you want to have that time period. So it'll be moving quick like it has been this entire time, and we'll be on it when it does happen. My order, I picked Buster. We got the nugget from Keith that Buster seems to be an option. I'm fine with Cade and Buster. Personally, I don't think Joey's a bad one, just not in love with it. And I think that's the name that would cause some internal rumblings, personally. So there we are on that. Let's talk about this, boys. And again, I think some people are kind of like, hey, like we're hearing about the Lane stuff. I think it's important because we said some things in this show. We had our opinions of how we thought it went and expressed some feelings. And I think it gave me more insight to Coach Sumrall. And that's what I want to talk about too, what I felt very intriguing. Interview was great. I've got most of the way through. Some of the big tidbits that I pulled from this, and again, we had no problem, myself included, thrashing Strickland. And I can hear the people already. Here he goes. He's bought out by the UAA. The check cleared. He's gonna suck him off. He's gonna support him. This guy, blah 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 blah. No, I just like to listen to what people have to say, and I don't think Danny Werfel woke up today and said, well, "Let me turn into a demon and make up some bullshit." That's what I do believe. And also in the same day we get this article from Danny, two people come out and deter what Lane said, that nobody was ever running off the road, according to the police station, and his AD was basically debunked like 90% of what Lane said about how the whole process was handled from his side. And whatever he said on the tarmac with Marty was basically all falsified, according to Keith. So now the problem is you got three people all saying Lane's a liar. We've got Lane files. We know Lane's history. You do with what you will. All right. Now here's the thing about Lane. And Danny says we got the guy we really wanted. I think that they understood what Lane was, and they did say their first three options were Lane, Kurt Sangetti, and Marcus Freeman, which this would also points to that I think a lot of the information that we received and talked about was probably pretty true and accurate all the way up into that last week is where things started to get a little bit sticky. And Danny kind of portrayed it out perfectly of what happened and why it would feel the way that it felt, to be quite honest with you. And basically he said that, hey, it got quiet. There was plenty of text messages between Lane. We talked about the GM. We were definitely on board with bringing his GM over. Lane said, love it. Love the way things are ran here. Again, these are according to Danny. Do with what you will on Ali Peak's interview. Again, I just don't see Danny waking up and go, let me go lie to you guys real quick. I don't see that at all. But I won't even get into all that. We'll keep talking about the important. He goes, it got quiet and we realized we had to make a move at some point, and that's when they decided to pivot towards Sumrall. But using turnkey was a big thing that I was wondering, because it felt sloppy with how things were being ran, with what the information being ran out. And honestly, I still think that they were on Sumrall much longer than that last pivot, to be quite honest with you, because of how kept quiet the Sumrall stuff was. And what I loved is like turnkey, when they were putting together all these charts and what makes coaches work, very similar to what we said on the show. I go, turnkey's not going to just go Lane's cute and makes funny stuff. Like, no. Here's what makes a great quality coach. Here's what we want to look at. Here's the data. Now do with what you will with it. And Sumrall, I guess, knocked it out of the park with all certain things they look at in a head coach. But they came up with threats. Here are threats that you need to be concerned about. And that was Sumrall. And like we were talking about before the show, Bama and Georgia do that. Right, Hollywood?
Yeah, like you were saying, it seemed like Sumrall just started to be a common theme of, hey, if you go get this guy, you're going to have to worry about him. Because Sumrall, like Zach said, had a ton of options. And he said it in his own interview. Or not his own interview, but his own press conference. Auburn wanted him. LSU, if they had not gotten Lane Kiffin, was probably going to pivot to to John Sumrall. Ole Miss was ready to hire him if Lane did indeed walk away. So, I mean, he had a number of options. And what do you do if you don't feel comfortable where you're at with someone like Lane Kiffin? You move to the next biggest threat. And like we discussed pre-show, Georgia and Alabama have been doing this on the recruiting trail for years. Florida would have a guy that would probably start at the University of Florida or at Auburn or at Kentucky, but Alabama would go grab him late on National Signing Day and put him in the 2 or 3 deep because they didn't want to have to play against them. It's not necessarily always about getting only the guys that you want. You also have to mitigate risk on your end. And Sumrall, according to kind of what we've heard from Danny Warfel, what he kind of gleaned from Turnkey, is that Sumrall was the next biggest threat. And when you aren't comfortable where you're at with Lane, you move to that person.
Yeah, I think it was just I think the timing of everything, especially with Lane and especially them prolonging this, I guess, coaching search. And then when it got to that Friday, they put an ultimatum on him, I guess, to, maybe decide by the Egg Bowl or something like that or by the start of it. I think it got down to crunch time and they were just like, look, man, like, if this guy doesn't budge, we got to go. Like, it's either now or never. And it kind of, in a way, when you look at the timing of things, it's like, okay, well, Auburn was after this guy. LSU and still had Lane Kiffin in limbo, so maybe you could have snuck one by them. But you also, you look at that Kentucky job that just opened up. Would they have went out? They probably would have went after John Sumrall at Kentucky. And I know John Sumrall said it. He's like, look, man, it's the Florida freaking Gators. Of course, I'm taking the job. What happens if Kentucky opens up? What if they opened up and then you fail on Lane? John Sumrall goes to Kentucky and you're sitting here like Penn State looking for a coach, and you're just like, wow, these are the rest of the options I got. There was Alex Golish. He went to Auburn instead. You would have probably had him as an option. But I think Florida, in a way, now that I look back at it from all the information that I know, I still haven't watched that Allie and Werfel interview. I got to kind of watch that a little bit. I've heard a little bit about it. Now that I look back at it, I'm not as bitter or irritated or angry now that I've found out some more of the information. It just got, I think more of the fans were upset with the fact it's like, you hire Will Muschamp, not really proving the SEC. And then you go hire a goofy Jim McElwain, not proving the SEC. You hire Mullen, some SEC experience. He was a little goofy. He fell off his rocker there too. And then you hire a guy that's not proving the SEC, a G4, G5, whatever you want to call it. And then now you hire the same thing. So I think that's where the fans got really irritated by it. But like, if you look at the actual situation and the way that it went, and it's like, if you're all in on Kiffin, you're going to let all these guys hire everybody else, and all these guys are signing extensions, and you're all in on him. And things there comes a hang up or something that happens. It's like, wow, we got to dip quick because this is probably going to go off the wire. And I'm kind of glad we didn't get Kiffin because of all the stuff that's came out and all the lies he's told. And I don't even know why anybody would believe that Lane Kiffin was trying to get ran off the road when he had police escorts, because they would have been arrested anyway. I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah, look, and I know we love to hate on Strickland, and I was irritated. I tweeted at him, and I didn't tag him, but I was pissed just because we all felt a certain way. And I'm not saying this guy hasn't been a goofball or made any blunders, but this super chat kind of nails it on the head too. Of like, look, Danny really pulled back the curtains without giving away too much confidential info. Having him, Spurrier, and Urban involved legit feels like everyone is really wanting to help to get to UF back to this to the top. Yeah. And I think that's what is massive to me. I think like where Strickland, I think really was like, dude, I gotta get it right. So I gotta go get people who've done this thing, that know what to look for, and try to get everybody involved as much as possible. So we as fans, I mean, look, we've been right, and I've said that before. I think we have been right on a few things, and there's times where we probably overreact and get a little too emotional. And I think the way that we all reacted on Sunday when the hiring was hired and how we all flipped on Monday proves a lot to that. But it was, look, go watch the whole thing. I'm not going to just regurgitate it, but I wanted to speak on it from my behalf. It was a very fun interview. And very informative. And I liked the Turnkey part of it because, again, people are like, oh, Turnkey dropped us as a client because we just completely disarrayed it. Another thing that confirms, watch how the rest of the dominoes followed once Sumrall got hired. Like, everybody else was kind of was scattering. Like, you look around and it's like everyone else was like, okay, we've settled for what we can get because now the big dogs are off.
Yeah, soon as Sumrall was announced to Florida, Auburn hired Golish. Ole Miss promoted Pete Golding from defensive coordinator to head coach. and what was the Arkansas hired Ryan Silverfield, all within a matter of 12 hours, I think, after Sumrall was announced.
Yep. Look,
It's crazy.
shout out to the UAA PR campaign, full effect. Absolutely hammered it, crushed it. We all bought it. We all sucked right back in. Okay. We took
Hey.
we're putting the cones back on. We are back in order once again, and we are supporting
Hey.
our cultist leader. All right.
Hey,
There we go.
Raul Patel, where's my paycheck at, man? Where's my paycheck?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I wish. Listen, I promise you, if I was being paid by the UAA, my lives would be much better. All right. Harrison says this was a really cool thing that YouTube did, and a lot of people have been tweeting us, which I think is just awesome about what I've seen. But the 2025 YouTube recap, and I'm in the top 0.1% of viewers for High Top Sports. I don't mean to brag, but I'm sort of a big deal. You are. People, people were tweeting us out. I can't remember what was Kenny. I think he watched 357 videos. I was very disappointed that he didn't average one a day. So not really a good fan, but it was still pretty cool, I guess. It was a good effort. It's wild to see all of the support there.
Isn't it a leap year? Like leap year, it adds a day or takes one
Yeah,
off?
it was a leap year. Now, Tim Buck, Scott is playing chess. He made sure to let everyone know that Urban Spurrier and Danny signed off, and he hired an external GM. That way, the blame isn't on him if it doesn't work out. He did do a good job of putting some builders around him. I agree. Hey, that was Spurrier. He wanted him. I wanted Lane.
who's still going to get blamed if it doesn't work out, though? Scott Strickland.
For sure. He knows that. $2. Do you think he'll keep Billy G? I would think so. I think that it's possible. I think it's possible.
I hope so.
Board judgment for SS to send Danny to reach out to Lane Kiffin, like sending the choir board and the X-Mart. SS knew they wouldn't connect on a personal level. It's true. You go talk to him, Danny. $5. If Bell Faulkner don't work out and Washington Commanders continue to suck, could Cliff Kingsbury be an option? Son. Uh-oh. No go Hollywood?
Connor,
Hashtag keep the ball.
Reaction.
What was that?
I trust Connor's expertise.
$10 super chat because GMFG or high top or die. My man Adrian, I love it. They're getting pissed at us too because we're pronouncing Sumrall incorrectly. We can't do anything right.
Sumrall, but it doesn't.
Oh,
matter.
it's Sumrall, just Sumrall, not Summerall. I'm putting too much
There's
letters in there.
there's people that say Clemson instead of Clemson. Okay.
I think it's okay, right? We do the best that we can. We love our coach, Summerall or Summerall in or whatever you want to do. Or it's Johnny to me. Listen, it's Coach Johnny. Boys and girls, phenomenal class here from the Gators. We were talking about it a little bit. We'll get this. We'll wrap it up and let our guy Clark. You good to go, Clark? Or you got to rip?
Oh no, I'm good. All
right. I know Bozeman's in the green room. He's turning it to a pumpkin right now. But hey, there's almost like 2,000 people in here. This is absolutely insane. The support that we've had over the last couple of weeks. We've been growing like a weed, and we really appreciate all the support and the super chats and the love. Really means a lot. And I appreciate it. So let me see. I try to read some of these comments, but the comments have been negative tonight. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But they're
People are in a bad mood.
yeah, I don't understand it. Just
water.
say some raw. Yeah, he was yelling at me for saying it incorrectly. He goes, don't be a podcaster, you can't say it correctly. Bruddy, if this is the first time you've seen me say anything correctly, you ain't got a clue. It's Juicy Johnny. I love it.
Have you seen his spelling? I mean,
yeah, brother. I mean, look, dude, I'm just a smooth talker. That's about as far as it goes. Psycho Sum. I mean, there's great stuff. Yeah, hit the like button though. Hit the like button for sure. This class, like we were talking, we've kind of talked throughout the show, closed extremely well. And kudos to Nape and the recruiting staff and Joe Hamilton for dialing these guys in and locking it in. I didn't feel like defensively I was concerned. I think that Coach Sum was definitely going to be able to maintain those guys. The O-lineman is what I was really hoping to maintain. I think this was probably our best offensive line class in the sense of stars, right? What do we think, Hollywood? You're the recruiting guy. What are your thoughts on this class? Out of all the, like, this is, I mean, it's Coach John's class. It's not his transition class though, correct? The next one will be.
This would be considered his transition class. And next class would be considered his bump class. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I guess
he hasn't had much time for the transition class, but this would technically be considered his transition class. Yeah.
And I guess he'll have a pretty good full cycle for the bump class. So, okay. All right, so this is his class then. He gets credit for this.
I mean, they signed on the dotted line to play for him. So yeah.
Okay, so let's compare Coaches John's first class to all of Billy Napier's classes. We didn't sign a single 9-star. That is a good point, Low Top Sports. That is a very foul point in that we got to hold Coach John to the standards.
Yeah, he's going to have to sign a 9-star next year, or else everybody's going to be really upset.
Yeah, come on,
That's like a Tim Tebow, Derrick Henry, like all the Heisman's combined, probably in an athlete, be like a 9-star.
Thoughts on the class, though, Hollywood?
Yeah, I think top to bottom, pretty fantastic. Obviously, like you mentioned, the offensive line class, probably one of the better ones that they've had in the last, I don't know, going back 5-6 years plus. Offensive line recruiting's really been poor at the University of Florida for quite some time. So for them to not only get guys committed early, but for now John Sumrall and no other additional offensive coaching staff to keep guys like Chancellor Campbell. I do not want to butcher his last name, Tyler Chikum. I definitely just butchered that, but those two I think are probably really. Those two are probably really big just because offensive tackle is such a tough position to evaluate coming out of high school. Typically, they're always much bigger, much stronger than everybody they're playing against. But you got two really lean, really big guys that were being recruited by schools like Georgia. Chancellor Campbell came down to Florida and Georgia at the end with, I think, one or two other schools in there. Georgia came in, tried to flip Tyler from Florida early on in the season. You beat them out for Desmond Green, the offensive guard, in the summer as well, that he was locked in really early. So as far as offensive line class goes, I think it's one of the better that they've had the last 5 to 6 years. And then, of course, the cream of the crop, I think, was the part that everybody was so worried about going into today, or going into yesterday, I should say. Your Davian Gross, your CJ Brona, your KJ Fords were the guys that everybody was worried about. Obviously, Texas A&M was trying to flip KJ Ford at the 11th hour. Florida was able to hold him off. Oklahoma was coming in trying to flip Davion Gross. Florida was able to hold him off. And then Ohio State made a strong push, got CJ Brona on campus a couple weeks ago for an official visit, attempted to flip him, and Florida was able to hold them off as well. You're talking the 3 highest ranked signees in your class all being recruited by playoff teams. Yeah. And a coach that's been there for less than 48 hours, along with a GM, and of course the recruiting staff that's been there, like you said, Shelton, Joe Hamilton, everybody that's involved in that department, just a phenomenal job to keep this class together. Obviously, we had one decommitment, which was Carson Baker. He is going to be signing tomorrow, I think around 11 o'clock. Said Florida's still in it. I don't expect him to sign with Florida. I think he's headed to South Carolina.
A&M's trending too.
Say that again.
A&M is trending too.
Oh, are they getting in the race late?
Yeah, I think they're going to win.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's very possible they could. I'm a big fan of Carson Baker. I think he's a fantastic running back, but I also think running back is I'd say probably the least worried position I would be about right now. Room at Florida is great, and you can go get one in the portal. They're a dime a dozen at that spot.
Real quick, and then I'll ask you one more question because you put out a pretty prominent tweet about Davion Gross. I'm not going to let you off the hook to that easy. Caden Hall you see it says committed and signed. 2 things. Hezzy Kent signed. He's not on this list. I forgot him. And Kiko Mua is not signed. He's committed. So he's not signed yet. He's not officially signed. The other 2 were Caden Hall and CJ Hester. CJ Hester said he came out and said, I need to think about it. Caden Hall announced that he would be signing with Florida Gators on Friday. So outside of something outrageous, that should be good to go as far as my understanding.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see CJ Hester end up somewhere else. He's at a school that's very Florida friendly. Came out a couple days ago and said, I'm locked in. I like what I've heard from Coach Sumrall. And then today he's like, oh, I need to think about it. The school that's in the running for that signature right now, from what I'm understanding, is Iowa. Iowa's got a fantastic defense. They brought him on campus for an official visit a while back. But if they were to lose him, Florida has the possibility of adding another player that's not on this list to their class, flipping them from LSU tomorrow. So if that's the trade off that you have, not too terribly upset with it. But obviously, you'd like to keep the majority of the class together.
Desmond Green is another one not on this list. And then the potential flip, 4-star safety from LSU. We've been crystal ball to flip him is someone to keep an eye on. From Louisiana, I believe Tulane was in the mix there. So that would be a big.
So he's actually from Alabama. Okay. High school team.
That's right.
Teammate
Booker T. Washington.
Of Marquez Daniel.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Booker T. Yeah, Booker T. Yeah, I love that school. What did you tweet about Davion Gross before we wrap the recruiting part up? Don't hold back now.
Stand in the paint on that one, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So Davion Gross, I'll preface this by saying he's one of the most dynamic athletes I've ever watched on tape. I'm kind of a sicko, and I like to watch high school highlight tape. But I will say, and I'll stand by my take on this, he is probably the closest thing that Florida has signed to Percy Harvin since signing Percy Harvin back in 2006. The kid's phenomenal. He's already built for the college level, about 6'1", 190 pounds, just effortless speed. And I had a couple people reach out or not kind of push back with, well, I don't see the speed that you're talking about. The kid doesn't look like he's running fast on film. Yeah. Watch the film and he's just running past everybody and he makes it look effortless. A lot like Percy Harvin did. Never really looked like he was running hard, but just blowing past defenders.
Andre DeBose did the same thing.
Yeah, Andre DeBose was very good as well. But we're talking about a kid that's uber talented. I think could be and should be in the running to be a 5-star at the end of the cycle, and just position versatility. The kid lines up in the backfield. He lines up in the slot. He lines up on the outside. Just a phenomenal athlete. Somebody that I thought Florida had to find a way to keep in the class, and they were able to do that. And I see a bunch of comments. There's never going to be another Percy Harvin. I know that, guys. I did not say he is Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin is without a doubt, to me, the greatest athlete to ever put on a football jersey at the University of Florida, and one of my favorite players of all time. But he has some similar characteristics. He's got the similar versatility where you can hand him the ball off on counters in the backfield and let him take it 85 yards to the house. Kid's a phenomenal athlete, and I stand in the paint. I think he's as impressive a prospect with the ball in his hands and on the offensive end that I've seen since just about Percy.
You said he's going to be better than Percy. Got it.
Yes, I absolutely said he's going to be better.
Yeah, real quick. I want to give a quick rundown on my two favorite that I think are a little bit lower rated. I think Justin Williams is a guy that should be rated higher than what he is. You know, rushing for 1,000, receiving for 1,000 his junior year, senior year, received for 1,000. I think he rushed about 500 yards his junior year. But I mean, I think he's a little underrated. And Will Griffith, passing over 10,000 yards, man. I mean, that is a dog right there. And he's coming to the University of Florida. Shout out to Nick. I've been talking to him throughout this whole process as well. And, of course, we all knew they were going to be Florida Gators anyway, but he reassured me of that throughout the whole process. So.
Yeah, and Justin Williams, first player in Florida high school football history to rush for 1,000 and receive 1,000 yards in the same season since Devin Hester.
So we're getting the next Devin Hester and Percy Harvin per Hollywood. Boys and girls, I mean, if you're not fired up after tonight, I don't know what is. Hollywood, we're going to let you go, big guy. We got our guy Bozy in the green room to do our pick'ems. 1,900 strong, boys. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes before we rock and roll. Will Griffin also signed with the class, who I think he broke Tim Tebow's passing record in high school. So we've just signed the next great Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin, and Devin Hester all in one class. Absolutely iconic. Hollywood, be good, Bubba. We'll see you next week.
Pleasure, guys.
Couple more super chats. Oh, Davey's not here. Yo, real quick, couple things.
I disappeared earlier too.
Couple things. Keep Bozeman, keep him warm, and then just a minute. Cal Sheet, LSU misses 2020-26 playoffs. Love that. We're going to speak about Cal Sheet here in just a minute. $2 from our week guy T-Dub says, guys, coach made me cry in the presser. We stay hot. Check 2,000 views, only 400 likes. Fix that shit. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, Adrian. A little no, baby. $10 from Junior. Lift the spirits, hit the like, and send super chats. Let's get our shiz together, y'all. Keep our class portal coming And we're going to cook like KFC. Apparently, I'll miss Kent. We did miss Kent, Adrian Raps. Thank you for the $2 $10 and $10. Tebow's for strength and conditioning coach. Come back, kitchen. Oliver Rio to play tight end for Coach Sumrall. $5. Jimmy Howe. Come on, give it to the big man. Give it to the big man. $2. Gross would be to put work by Faulkner ran O. Gross would be put to work by a Faulkner ran offense from Paul Fitzgerald. Man, I butchered that. That wasn't even you, Paul. My fault there, big guy. Couple things. We're gonna do our admit calendar. No, you guys. That's the only reason you guys are waiting around is to see what day number 3 is in the admit calendar. Be sure to smash it, like it. This show is of course brought to you by Kalshi. Kalshi's been a big friend of ours this entire football season. We've used it for most of the coaching search, which has been an absolute blast. But you can do it for multiple things, especially football games, which is an absolute blast. It's a nice way to gamble, and it's not like your typical bookie where you're betting against Vegas. You're betting against yourselves, like a stock market. So everybody comes in, feels who they're going to win, and puts their money on it, and that's what drives the odds to go up and down. What I really like about it is the in-game betting, because as humans, we are emotional, just like we were on Sunday, and then again on Monday, and then again on Tuesday, and again today. So as those emotions go up and down, you can take advantages of those massive swings if you can stay cool and collected by making your money. You can get in at 6 cents, what they call it. If it goes up, you can pull out and make a profit. That's what I like about Kalshi. And you can also just ride the wave like a normal bet if you would like to as well. And the odds are, again, not similar to Vegas. It's by what people think. So you maybe get it for better odds because people feel more confident about a certain team. Use Kalshi.com. Use the link in the description. Use the code HIGHTOP to get $10 off your first $100 deposit.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Speaking of that, since we're taking a break real quick, I got to give a special shout out to Stephanie. She works at Lynn University Small Private School out there in Boca Raton. She's a full-time associate professor of communication. She came up to me at the Gator Walk, right in the Florida Victorious tent. She loves our show, so does the class, and she uses some of our material as well. So shout out to Stephanie.
She uses our material in her classes?
Oh yeah, got to.
What?
I mean, like, gotta make the class entertaining.
That doesn't seem good. I'm worried. I'm concerned now that we're helping teach. We're influencing the next generation.
Well, I mean, I am 40. You're like 30, so we have to influence.
Well, I guess we are. Yeah, we're getting old. That's a very solid point there. Also, too, boys, we dropped a lot of merch. We've got dropped the Cuz merch out. We've got Air Sumrall, which those things are flying like hotcakes. They're really cool. A lot of great stuff in support of our new coach at hightopsport.com/shop. Be sure to check that out. The Bozeman has arrived. Let's check the whiteboard out, big guy. I got to bring in our scoreboard here. Good to see you. Great Saturday, big guy. Had fun with you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great to see you guys. I had a great time with Dave on Friday, and of course seeing you guys at the sushi sake place. That was fun to do the show live, my first time. And then we, great tailgate, great Florida Victorious tailgate. Finally got to meet Allie Peak. And then seeing Shelton at the game with some drinks in them and heckling the Florida State fans. Oh my goodness, that is must-watch TV. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Video.
This is why I don't go, bro. I've told y'all, I can't stand that fan base. And I don't I'm an obnoxious prick, but I feel like I'm respectable too. But listen, what they didn't know. No, you don't think so?
I mean, I don't think you're respectable to that kid because he ended up moving down the road a little bit because you hammered him really good.
Shelton,
And
what
he was
is wrong with you?
Dave, he was destroyed. He destroyed that guy. There was an Alabama fan sitting right behind him.
Who started it?
Well, let me think about it. So you turned around and said, "What's up?" to the Florida fan, and then to the Florida State, his friend, you went right at him, and then to the Bama guy, you gave him some daps. And
I
then
said, "Roll
guy's
Tide."
like, "Oh, are you a Florida?
I said, "Roll Tide."
Fan or Alabama fan? What's that?
I just said, "Roll Tide," and then the guy,
Yeah,
the guy came at me. That's how I recall.
but then
I don't know.
Go ahead.
You were real vicious, but it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch.
I've seen Shelton shush a UCF fan, and now I hear about this. Shelton, do I need to be sitting beside you at a game?
Oh,
Calm
dude,
down
you
a
would,
little
you
bit?
would. Dude, it's a blast. I wasn't that.
Yeah,
Listen, I didn't say a single curse word. Okay, I don't remember what I said. What did I say?
So you guys were going back and forth, but he kept on saying basically the same thing.
Yeah.
he said, "Bro, you've been talking for 5 minutes and you're saying the same thing. Why don't you just shut the F up?" And I was like, "Oh no, here we go."
Oh
I don't
my
recall
God.
that. I don't think I got that aggressive. I think I undressed him with my words like I always do. He didn't move down. We shook hands after the fact. We were
Yeah.
good. We were good.
All right.
But
Well, as far as
Yes.
did
as
I
far as
did
our
I
picks,
obnoxiously do the tomahawk chalk in his face? Yes.
yes,
Would I
yes.
do it again? Yes. Did he
And
move
you
down
made
because
sure
I
he
probably
remembered.
was a little too obnoxious? Yes. Would I do it again?
And you
We're gonna have
made
to put a
sure he
leash on him.
remembered why they were left out of the playoffs because of Bama. So you made sure to remind him of that. But yeah,
That was where it all started. Yeah, that's where it all started.
it was
We're gonna-
it was a great time. But so I was barking at 3-0 after the Friday night games, and you guys were 0-3. Well, the betting gods got me. You never do that because after my 3-0 and your guys were 0-3, Shelton went 4-3 the rest of the way to finish 4-6. Dave went 6-1 on Saturday to finish 6-4, and I went 0-7. I didn't win another game.
You were chirping us
3-7.
hard too. You were
I
chirping
was,
us
and that's what I
hard.
get for it. Yep. So here's the board.
No, he wasn't a little kid. He was a college kid. Look, here's how I look real quick while he moves the board. All right. How I look at it is when I go into that stadium, all is fair and love is war. So I am there to like this is how I look at it. You are the enemy. All right. And I don't feel like was I yelling? Bro, the little Gator fan, a little kid was doing the tomahawk or doing the with me. Like he was like, this is awesome. Like I was his hero by the end of it. And that's fine with it. And Gator fans love me. Now, sometimes I can be a little bit loud, but I think I was just the right amount of dosage this time. I kept it cool. But I can't, I'm telling you, when I tell you I hate FSU fans, I loathe them. And this kid was behind me. I'm telling you, I said roll tide. He goes, "Oh, are you some Bama fan?" Blah, blah, blah. And I go, "Bro, you're just pissed because you got left out of the playoffs." I said it very calmly. And then he just kept mumbling and he wasn't saying anything. And I was like, now your day is going to be a living hell. Sorry. So, yes, once
All
you
you gotta do
started,
is just say you were just reporting the news.
I'd do it again. You wouldn't invite me back, Bozeman?
Oh, absolutely, man. That was one of the highlights of my season watching games. I definitely want to do it again with it next year. All right, so after 3-7, I was above 500, and I'm down to 54-57. Dave was 6-4, picked up a few games, but still 5 games back, 49-62. Shelton, you picked up 1 game on me, but you're still 43-68, 23 games under 500, and 11 games back from me.
Who picked FSU?
I did pick FSU, and I can't tell you how happy I am that I lost that pick. I mean, hey, we were 0-4 with Billy G, and that was our first win, and it was great to see the boys play like that. So I love that I was wrong there. So that was fun to watch.
All right, I got Ole Miss next to Indiana. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Yeah, the frat bros are my favorite to talk. That's what they were. They're a bunch of frat bros. The Gator fan was cool. And look, here's how I know I was a good guy. Let me go ahead and just do this so that I did it the right way. Because the guy, his best friend literally goes, "Hey man, take it easy on him. His girlfriend just broke up with him." And you want to know how many times I wanted to say, "No wonder your girlfriend left you," and I did it. Okay, it was low hanging fruit that I could have just obliterated this kid in front of his boys because his boy just gave me free ammo, but I didn't. I kept it in between the boundaries. So I kept it fine. It was fair. But was I, look at, I'm loud. I've got a big voice. So it maybe seemed a bit aggressive. The FSU fan, the other couple took the photo of me and my wife. I promise you. We all ended in kosher. Bozeman just got a little soft. He wasn't used to the hostility. I promise you he was never going to get any further than that. But he just, if you guys were sitting next to me, you would have been doing the same thing. All right? Bozeman picked FSU, so I don't know whose side he was on, if we're being honest.
I ran into some frat brothers and I did a shotgun with them. So that's how I do it. Yeah.
You can view the merch before it. Yeah.
They're a lot younger, man. They could kill me, you know?
The frat boys would all beat me up, but if it comes down to talking smack, I mean, I got him. Brandon was there. We were good. We were good. I should have said it. I know. Looking back on it, I should have said it for sure. No, he was cool. You could tell he was going through it. I have a video. He's in my video. He was singing Won't Back Down. The kid ain't got no cojones.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
See, look at that. As I said, I should have buried him next time. See? It wasn't even that bad. I let him down. Now they're mad at me. Shelton with the guilty conscience. No. It's funny when I hear people say about it, like, I left and was completely, I thought it was fine. but it's funny when you hear someone else say how they perceived it. I always love it. But I don't
would have been
listen.
sitting there just like,
Guys, there is a
drinking more
video of me
because I was-
online shushing a UCF fan. You think I give a damn about how I act when I go to those games? That's why I stay at home. It's for safety reasons for myself. I know what I'm doing. I'm pissed. The wife, we started walking out of the stadium early, and I was like, I want to wait. I want to be the most obnoxious. I want to get everybody yelling, it's great to be a Gator. I want to yell at every FSU fan. Like, that's what I was there for. But I didn't see too many.
We're gonna have to get like some caution tape and just put it around you next time we go down there.
No,
that way,
it's fine.
hey, everybody, yeah, I mean,
it's good.
Like crash test dummy.
North Texas versus our boy Johnny. Johnny getting 2.5 points here. I don't know how to peg this game because I think we want Tulane to lose. I think we do, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to root for Johnny or?
Yeah, guys, don't if it's asking you to enter a credit card or to view the merch, that's a scam. You need to reset. I don't know what's going on. That's not real. Yeah, I think we want Johnny to lose. I want him to get to work. I don't care about what it is. He's going to lose first round of the playoffs. What the hell's the point of making it? So I'm taking Texas. I got to go get some water and tinkle. So, hey, Bozeman, once you pick, just start the next pick, and I'll come in late. And let me know who you guys pick.
Gotcha.
All right, so Sheldon's got a tinkle. I'm going to go North Texas too, man. Just looking at their statistics, their yards per play, points per play, third down conversion. The red zone scoring is really good too. Their offense is really good. I'm going to go North Texas. And next time I make sure I'll call like the SWAT team for Shelton next time he's at a game, just in case.
It was a lot of fun, Dave, to watch it. And then he's yelling every play, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Run the ball! You run the ball!" And he's like pretending he's a quarterback under center, and he's like checking the play, and he's like, "Run the ball!" Everyone was laughing. They were laughing.
I'm surprised his voice isn't gone. Like
I know,
would assume,
yeah, for real.
Yelling,
yeah,
his voice doesn't go anywhere. Like I don't know.
Yep. All right, so
he's like
the Mean Green,
like an untrained
the Mean
dog.
Green, and the against the Green Waves. So 8 p.m. Friday night game. It's a home game for Tulane. Some of these conference championships go to the home team. I don't know why Tulane would get it over North Texas, but anyways, Tulane's leads the series 3-0. North Texas, Drew Mestamaker. What you know about him, Dave?
I don't know. He makes a lot of messes.
He's number one in the country in passing yards, 3,825 yards, 29 touchdowns, 4 picks, plus 5 rushing. So almost 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 4 picks. And they have a running back, Caleb Hankins, number one in the country in touchdowns, 23 touchdowns, more than Kewan Lacey. Tulane's got Jake Retzlaff, running quarterback. He's thrown for 14, rushed for 14, 2,700 yards, 6 picks. So Tulane's 10-2. They lost to UTSA and they lost to Ole Miss. They got crushed by Ole Miss. And then North Texas only lost to USF. They got crushed. Both teams are in defense are average 64 and 65, but the key difference here is number 39 in total offense for Tulane, number 1 in the country for the Mean Green in total offense, 512 yards a game for the Mean Green. So can Tulane beat North Texas? Maybe. Oh, 1 second.
Sheldon already got out and peeing. He still hasn't made his pick yet.
He still hasn't made his pick yet?
Bro, we were talking about the game a little bit. We're talking about you in the game. But I said, can Tulane beat North Texas? Maybe. Drop the maybe, because it ain't happening. Give me the Mean Green.
It's you were talking bad about me?
I was talking about how you were calling plays as a quarterback in Audible and saying, "Run the ball. Oh. You run the damn ball." And everyone was loving it.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to give him a leash. I mean, next time we take him.
I promise you, it's not. It's fine. I think Bozeman just is very quiet and just kind of used to just going to the games and watching. I'm an experience. Okay. I am the swamp. All right. I am the swamp.
You got 3 different age groups here. You got 50, 40, and 30.
Yeah. I am the swamp.
Accordingly, you know.
Yep.
UNLV, Mullen, and Boise. Give me the Broncos, baby. Boise buries them.
All right, I'll go second here. This game is in Boise's home stadium also. Another Friday night, 8 p.m. 8-4 Boise against 10-2 Dan Mullen. Boise State's won 12 out of 15, including 10 straight. This is the third year in a row that they played for the the Mountain West Championship. Basically, I mean, as far as numbers, you know what? There's no need to talk about numbers. Dan Mullen's in shambles because he's still talking about the Dave Waters recruiting thing. It's still in the top of his head. He's all in shambles. Boise State -3.5, easy money.
Look at this. They got Danny's on the Gators breakdown. He's has Scott making the rounds like never before. They don't come on our show. You just notice that nobody comes on our show. All right, go ahead, Davey.
Yeah, I'm going to go Boise State here too. I think by the end of the game, Dan Mullen's going to be losing more hair on the middle of that head that
Tough.
you could clearly see in the presser.
We got BYU, Texas Tech. BYU is on the edge here. They're trying to get in. They're in, and they're in. Can they get it done, though, against Texas Tech? I think 12.5 is too much. There's a little bit of chaos on BYU's coach leaving, possibly. Their quarterback, their big prize possession, delayed his commitment today. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm taking BYU. I think 12.5 is still too much. I know Texas Tech rolled them last time, but I think second time through, BYU likes a second look at it. Don't be surprised here that Texas Tech throws this game. Let the Big 12 get 2 in there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident Texas Tech wins this game, but with that spread, it's like, I don't know. And they just extended their head coach, BYU. I don't know. I'll go Texas Tech.
So this game's played in Dallas, Jerry Jones Stadium, AT&T Stadium. So kind of a home field advantage for Texas Tech a little bit. They're both 11-1. BYU lost, of course, to Texas Tech 29-7. Texas Tech lost to Arizona State by less than one score. I think it was 3 points or 2 points. But basically, I'm going to go with number 22 in offense is BYU. And Texas Tech's number 3. And number 14 in defense is BYU. Texas Tech number 3. They're number 3 in offense and defense. It's a lot of points, but I'm taking them. I'm taking Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech's going to give some people some fits. It looks like they, because right now I'm pretty sure they have a bye. And if they win, they'll still have one, obviously. And I think they're set to play Oregon as of now, which that's going to be. I think Oregon could lose second round once again. Although, yeah, because they had to bye last year. I think they lose that game. Bama, Georgia. Some weird stuff going on in Bama. Couple decommits today. Tennessee climbed the rankings. They went up to the top 5 class in the country. Landed a lot of big dudes today, again, from Alabama. We saw, I think Penn State was really hoping for an Auburn win. I think a lot of people were waiting on that game. Not Florida, though. We had our guy. I don't think DeBoer wants to be there. I don't know what's going on. It's a weird, fishy situation. And Bama loses this game. They might be able to get kicked out of the playoffs. If BYU, like a lot of, it's a sticky situation here. I thought they could be, they should be safe, but I don't know. BYU wins. I think there's a way they could possibly lose. I'm taking Georgia, though. I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah, this one's tough. This one's really tough because, Alabama beat them during the regular season. Most of their statistics are pretty close. You talk about the DeBoer situation. Does he want to leave? Does he not? Does he care? But every time Georgia plays Alabama, they choke. So give me Alabama.
It's a healthy pick.
All right. So Alabama leads this series 45-26, and they've won 10 out of the last 11. Kirby Smart is 1-7 against Alabama. Georgia's their only loss, obviously, was to Alabama by 3, and then Alabama's lost twice to Florida State, and then to Oklahoma by 2. Gunnar Stockton's is come on really strong. I got to give him props. He had a great year. 20 touchdowns, 5 picks, 8 touchdowns rushing. They got the balanced running game with Frazier and Bowens, and Bama's running game is terrible. Jam Miller leads the team with 490 yards. They're number 103 in the country in rushing offense for Alabama. That's when Saban was coaching. I mean, that would never happen. That's ridiculous. Both teams are pretty even in the other stats, but this game, Sheldon, if you remember when you when you're at the hospital, the Georgia Bama game was this. I had a song prepared for it.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it right now if you're cool with it. It's a
Go
10-second jingle. It's
Go
a
ahead.
10-second jingle.
Are you singing it?
Chat's gonna. I'm singing it. Yeah.
Oh,
the
no.
chat's gonna roast me, but whatever. This is Dixieland Delight, which Alabama loves to sing Dixieland Delight. So here we go. Make a lot. Oh, I gotta start over. I messed up already. Make a little lovin' with my cousin. Spend my dollar on Plan B. Sitting in my trailer neath the mountain moonlight. Fits my life, oh so right. My Dixieland Delight. Roll Tide. Give me the mean machine in the red and black. Give me the Bulldogs.
Oh my goodness. That was great.
Wow.
What's that coming down the track?
Yep. George is he's getting the monkey off his back. 1-7 against Bama. Make it 2-7. Bama's too one-dimensional. There's no way, and they won't get left out of the playoffs. If they do, it's going to be Greg Sankey's going to have a fifth, but they're not winning in the playoffs because they're too one-dimensional. Ty Simpson's great, but you got to have a running game.
Chaz says never do that again. No, you crushed it. Take Kahunas to do that. I loved it. Look, rough. It was good. It was a long 9 seconds. It was long.
I mean,
but it was good.
all right.
It was good.
All right,
I loved it. I appreciated it.
Thank you.
I was just snapping
Listen,
my
you have to
fingers
understand you're going to
internally,
get
man.
roasted, but I mean, I still
I know.
appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I'm here
So
for
that's
it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Duke, Virginia. Crazy. My ears. The chat's killing me. The chat is just a phenomenal place to live at times. This one seems like a no-brainer. Give me Virginia minus 3.5.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I'm going Virginia too. Give me Virginia. Because Duke.
This game is in Charlotte. I guess would favor Duke a little bit, but Virginia's won 9 of the last 10. Darian Mensah for Duke, he's had a really good year. No one talks about him a lot, but 3,450 passing yards for number 5 in the country with 28 touchdowns and 4 picks. Then they had a wide receiver finish with 978 yards, kind of like Ricky Pearsall a couple years ago. Give him a couple more looks, man. Give him that 1,000-yard year. But Duke 7-5 is ridiculous against Virginia 10-2. Yeah, there's no Miami in this game. Again, sorry. Virginia's only loss was to NC State and to Wake.
2 bad losses, yeah.
Duke
could upset them here, honestly.
By 4 and by 7, but they've already played this year, and Virginia beat them 34-17. Duke is number 109 in the country in total defense, and Virginia's number 21. Give me Virginia all day.
If Duke somehow upsets them, we could have 2 G5 teams in the playoffs, just so you guys are aware.
That would be funny for the ACC. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Wild. Indiana versus Ohio State here. Ohio State getting 4.5. I just don't feel like Ohio State. I mean, I think they're a good team. They're favored to win the national championship right now. I think they've got a lot of great pieces, great coaches. I'm not putting anything against them. I think our boy Kurt lays it to him. Give me the Hosers. Fernando Mendoza, I saw he was projected to be the first overall pick as of now on a draft board. I like this kid a lot. I think he's going to win the Heisman. That Penn State game when he hit that throw, that drive, that just go back and watch that. That was like, I know it's Penn State. Penn State has a very talented football team. That was essentially up against the heartbeat of Penn State. I mean, they have the best defensive coordinator in the country. That is the bread and butter. And it felt very Mahomes-esque like. Like Fernando was like, we are going to go down and we are going to score. You're not stopping me. And they just marched down the football field when in reality they hadn't marched the entire game that much. So I don't know. This team has showed how to win in multiple ways. I think they give Ohio State fits. And it's going to be the best team they've played. Ohio State's played by a lot. And Indiana played Oregon. They've already played a pretty healthy team. Ohio State ain't played nobody.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go. This is awesome because it's truly the number 1 and the number 2 team. 12-0 versus 12-0. defending champ against up and coming Indiana. This is like, and all the quarterbacks both are in the Heisman race. Probably number one and probably number three in the Heisman race. But the history for this series is unbelievable. If you didn't look at it or you don't know, Ohio State leads 80-12 to 5. They've won the last 30. There was one in the middle that they had to vacate, so they took that out, but it was 30 in a row. And then they had another 30-game winning streak from 1952 to 1907. So two 30-game winning streaks is insane. They completely, obviously Indiana wasn't known for football much until recently. But Mendoza, number one in the country in passing touchdowns with 32. Julian Sand says, I'm number 3. I got 30. Julian Sand threw for 79% completion. He had a couple weeks ago, he had 80. He was almost going to finish the season with 80%. Fernando has 72%. These guys are just studs. I'm just going to go over the schedule real quick and then make my pick. You said they don't play anybody. Ohio State. They beat Texas. They beat Minnesota. They beat Michigan. They beat Illinois.
Okay, when are you going to say they beat somebody?
Texas preseason number 1, possible playoff.
Yeah, okay, Bozeman. That Texas team they beat. You're going to hang your hat on a preseason ranking? Was that a good Texas team?
I'm just saying. Well,
no. That's a nobody. You know that was a nobody win. That's not that. I don't care what the preseason was. That wasn't a win. And then who was it? Michigan? Michigan's ass.
Michigan. They would have been in the championship game if they won last week against Ohio State.
Because the Big Ten's ass. Continue. Did you say Illinois?
Illinois.
Okay.
It's a lot of ass.
Minnesota.
Right. So,
ass everywhere.
Okay. Well, Indiana has beaten Illinois, Iowa, and Oregon, and that's it. Look who they beat.
Iowa would stomp any of those teams you just said that Ohio State played. I'm pissed Iowa's not in the Big Ten.
Maybe, but look, here's Indiana's wins: Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue, a combined 26-58. 26-58. That's about the same record as your Pick'ems. It's terrible. Sorry. But Indiana does have some top. They're the top 5 in the country. Listen, I'm coming back. They're number 4 in total defense, number 5 in total offense, number 2 in scoring defense, number 2 in scoring offense. They're a great team against lesser competition. Ohio State's not lesser competition. They're the defending national champions. Ohio State puts them in their place and beats them by over a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ohio State, man. Their defense has been lights out, and I don't see Indiana scoring against them much.
It's unfortunate Bozeman won't be here next week for me to tell him that he's going to be that he's wrong. I'm picking Western Michigan and Miami of Ohio. I have no clue what I'm working with here. I'm just going to take Western Michigan as they're the favorites.
You can't do research? That's a MAC championship.
You see my record?
The MAC championship. It's they're playing at the Lions Stadium, Ford Field.
Do some research.
So Michigan's got an advantage.
I've been live 5.5 hours today, and I'm a father of 2. Two under 3.
So
do some research on the MAC championship. Not to mention, I've got an hour and a half show, and I want to research on the MAC.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I got your back. And look, I found Miami. They're in a championship game. Oh, the OH is Ohio. It says Miami. Oh, Ohio. Okay, the wrong Miami.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So yeah, so the MAC championship. So some of these guys, is there even anything interesting to talk about here? Not really. 7-5 against 8-4. Both teams started 0-3. So Western Michigan's been 8-1 since. They're number 17 in the country in defense, which is pretty impressive. But Brandon's best friend goes to Western Michigan. They lived here. He moved up there. He goes to Western Michigan. So because of that, give me the Broncos of Western Michigan. Minus 2.5.
So you just gave me shit for not doing research on the MAC, and you're picking them because of a buddy?
Here's my research, buddy. Do you want me to
but you're not even picking them because of your... Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, my God.
I'm picking them because of their defense, number 17 in the country.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm actually just shocked I see the word Miami in a conference championship. I mean, I don't know what to do with myself here. I'm going to go Western Michigan just because, like you said, they're the favorite. I don't know much about them. So I'm just going to go pick 'em.
They're the Broncos, and they play in
Oh,
snow
cool.
a lot.
And Bozeman's son's friend goes there.
Yep.
Well,
Trevor. Shout out, Trevor.
Anything from Miami stinks to high heaven anyway. So,
Bose, we love you. This is the end of the road here, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, so next week I'll be out in the ocean and the islands on a cruise, but
We'll do first round
I hope I'm
playoffs.
back for the playoffs.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll see you then.
But you guys enjoy the week next week without me.
I'm sure
I'll drink a few.
It'll probably be the best
for you
week we've
guys.
had all season.
It might be. All right.
Send me some
Sure, the
videos
chat
so
would
I
love
get
it.
Love you, buddy.
so I get jealous a little bit.
All right, we'll do. Love you guys.
Be good, man.
See you.
Later.
Last couple super chats, boys and girls, great show. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Almost 1,500 strong. $20 generational J. I'm a sports attorney and I negotiate NIL deals for players and companies. And yep, a lot of nuances with NIL. Would love to hop on sometime and help break these deals down. Generational J on all socials, boys and girls. Have I been spot on? Can you shoot me a tag me on X and we'll link up? I would love to chat about it because I think what I've been saying is probably true.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Brian, what's up, bud? Kakua Amua, the flying Hawaiian, about to be the next great Gator tight end. So happy to a fellow Hawaiian is a Gator. He hasn't signed yet, Brian. He hasn't signed yet,
but
yeah,
we'll see if he does.
I love that. I love the enthusiasm. I do say that. Good show brought to you by Kalshi. Swalter, any closing thoughts before we go, big guy?
Yeah, man. Just shout out to everybody that met us at Sushi Sake there in Gainesville. A lot of the people that came up to us, took pictures. Yeah, Sushi Sake, whatever it's called. I get the name mixed up every time I'm there, but SS. We'll just call it SS, right? 'Cause it starts with S's. But yeah, just shout out to everybody that came up to us when we were on the Gator Walk, wherever we were. Big fans of High Top. It's really amazing when you can go to like Gainesville and people will approach you and just be happy that you're there and be fans of the show. It means a lot. So just every time we take a trip down to Gainesville, it's great. And I appreciate everybody and almost 30,000 subscribers, man. I can't believe it. We made it this far. And New Year's is coming up as well. Hopefully we can hit that 30K before the ball drops on New Year's Eve. But just shout out to everybody, man. Really, really cool. Love the support.
Less than 900 to go. I think we get there. We've been on a burner lately. We are ahead of pace of where we needed to be. And yes, shout out to everybody who tunes in and watches the show. We've grown like a weed, and I think a lot of people have either just found us recently and they either hate us or they love us. But either way, they're watching and we appreciate it.
Hey there, y'all.
Y'all be good. Be safe. Peace and love.
This is Cody.
We'll see you
Sitting
sometime,
here with
man.
Miss Martha and her
I need
sweet
a
sister on
break.
the
I might
line
take a
and
day
cold
or
one
two.
in my hand.
But who knows? Y'all probably
Chat
see me
room
soon.
done dragged her into this mess. It's Martha Mondays, baby.
Yo, it's Cody from High Top. Orange and blue in my vein. Got Miss Martha on the porch, twin sister on the phone, ringing again. 70 years young, but she still throw the horns up. Sipping craft while the Gators run the score up. Sweet tea and cold brew, orange and blue.